Good morning students. Hope you are safe and sound at home. Hope you are continuing with your studies regularly. We have finished the first two chapters of Msc. Now in our moral science, we will come to the third chapter, that is a Mahatma in making. Students, the heading itself tells us how Gandhiji was made or molded into Mahatma right from his childhood. He was not a Mahatma in his childhood, but because of his influence, as we saw in the second chapter, he was influenced by his grandfather, father and mother and other elders in his family. So in the same way, we can see in this chapter how he was brought up in such a good family atmosphere that he was made a Mahatma in his later stages because of his training in his childhood. Okay students, so this heading goes in this way, the name of the chapter, a Mahatma in making, that is right from his childhood, his behavior, his nature was molded into being a Mahatma in the future stages of his life, in the later stages of his life. So students, the lesson starts in this way, that Gandhiji was not born as a great man. By birth, he was not born as a great personality. That is, in his childhood, he was an ordinary child. Just like us, he was an ordinary child. But his words, his deeds and thoughts. Students, what do you mean by words, deeds and thoughts? Okay students, words, deeds and thoughts means what he spoke to others, in his friend circle, among his family members, relatives. Deeds means actions, words, whatever he did. Okay, and thoughts, the thinking pattern of a person. So all these three things made him a Mahatma in his later stages. That is, from his childhood itself, all these three attributes, that is his words, whatever he spoke, his deeds and his actions, his work which he did, and his thoughts, made him a Mahatma later on. And becoming great is a long process, or it's a struggle actually. Why? Because it's a struggle for truth and honesty. Two main things in his life, students, I told you in previous videos already, that Gandhian values are emphasized in an 8th standard textbook, okay, of Msc. So, truth and honesty is the main one in that. So, the main philosophy of his life was truth. So, truth and honesty was the main pillar for him. So, he struggled for truth. And one who discerns truth and relentlessly follows it becomes great example for others. You have to discern the truth. That is, you should know the truth. How truth takes place in a great manner in a person's life. Truth has to become the greatest asset of your life. Only then you can be an example to others. If you are a liar, always going on speaking the things which are false, then nobody will believe you in life. So, you have to set an example for others by discerning the truth, that is by knowing the truth, understanding the truth. Okay? And there was nothing extraordinary in Mahatma Gandhi. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was as a normal student in Porbandar. We studied in the first chapter itself that he was a person who loved truth. For him, truth was God and God was truth. So, and in the second chapter we saw, he was born in Porbandar. So, in Porbandar, he lived a normal life, just like a normal human being. So, he was a student who was very normal. And what happens? When he went to school, he behaved just like any other normal child. So, students, as we see in school, Gandhiji was a mediocre student. Students, in your textbooks, you have this word. At school, he was a mediocre student. What do you mean by that here? Mediocre means an average child. Okay, he was an average child. But he was very punctual. In spite of being an average child, he was very punctual in all his work. So, his main companions were books and lessons of his. He had very few or equal to none friends. Why? Because he was a shy child. He was a shy and timid child. Okay. His nature was a sort of a shy and timid one. So he could not make friends. He used to always be engrossed in his books and lessons. And he had a fear in his mind that my friends or my companions will poke fun at me. That is why he hesitated to make friends. he avoided others. That is, purposefully he avoided making friends. Why? Because he was hesitant that they will poke fun at him. But in reality that was not the case. But he was of that nature. Which nature was? Shy, timid nature. So he could not make friends or companions. He thought that others will make fun of him. Poking fun means make fun of him. So he avoided the students in his class. And however, when he grew older, he began to understand that I should make friends in my life. So he began to make friends gradually. And very few of them were there, his friends. He did not have a large friend circle. Very few of his classmates were his friends. Okay. So what can you understand of his nature in his childhood? He was a shy and timid child. He avoided making friends. But as he grew older, gradually he became friends with some of his classmates. And what happens? In other aspects of his life, is very ordinary. Just like a student's life is ordinary. In the same way, he was very ordinary in other aspects of his life. But even in his childhood, in spite of being an average and ordinary child, traits of greatness and sublime character were very much evident in him. Which traits, students? Traits means the main deeds of his which he did, which were of sublime character, excellent character. Nobody can question his character. Okay, excellent quality character, which cannot be questioned by anyone. Flawless character. Okay, error-free life. And greatness of his can be seen even in his childhood. Okay, even though he was a small child, traits or works of his which he did was of excellent quality. That is, greatness was evident, seen, it was proved in his excellent quality of character. And that we can see in which manner, students? You can see in these words. It's written like this over here in the textbook. Page number 7, the 10th line. It goes in this manner. I do not remember having ever told a lie during the short period either to my teachers or to my schoolmates. See, students, so honest this person is. Even his child, he is testifying about himself that I don't remember ever being saying a lie either to my teachers or to my classmates. See, nobody will understand whether he is telling a lie or he is telling the truth in his childhood. Why? Because children have a tendency to speak lies. But he is testifying about himself that I never told a lie in my childhood to anyone. And that was a sign of integrity and truth. Here the word integrity stands for excellent word of character, which stands for truth, honesty to yourself. Okay, integrity, both integrity and truth. Both integrity and truth were imbibed in his life right from his childhood. And what happens, which was a clue to the rest of the world. This was a proof to the rest of the world that who this child will become in future. Why? Because in spite of being small, he began to be a truthful person, an honest person, and full of integrity. And his character cannot be questioned by anyone. Now students, let me ask you a simple question. Is it possible for a student to always speak the truth? Yes, it is possible. How many lies we are speaking every day? We are tempted to speak lies as it is. Okay? We are tempted to speak lies as such. In spite of knowing the truth, we are tempted to speak lies. So now students, let us see this with an example. It's there on page 7 of your textbook, the last paragraph, and the first part of page 8 of your textbook. This incident took place when he was a child in school, that is Alfred High School in Rajkot. Now students, this incident clearly shows us how truthful and honest he was right from his childhood. It goes in this manner. An incident that occurred at the examination during the first year at Alfred High School in Rajkot throws light on the true nature of Gandhiji. A British education inspector came to examine the pupils. His name was Mr. Giles. He asked the students to spell 5 words. And amongst the 5 words, one word was kettle. Unfortunately, Gandhiji misspelled it. The teacher noticed that mistake and tried many times to correct Gandhiji. He gestured Gandhiji to steal a glance at the neighbor's slate and correct the spelling. But Gandhi refused. The result was that all boys except the teacher's duty was to prevent the pupils from copying. The teacher tried to reason with Gandhiji later, but later Gandhiji would not understand and he never could learn the skillful art of copying. And he never could learn the guileful art of copying. Now students, what is written over here? See, it's written very clearly that in this incident, Gandhiji was a very small child when the education inspector, Mr. Giles, he came to their school. 5 words were given, and amongst those 5 words, one was kettle. For students, as you already know, the spelling is K-E-T-T-L-E. Gandhiji misspelled it. Gandhiji misspelled it. So what happens? His teacher noticed it, throws some gestures to him to correct the spelling. But dare not. Gandhiji did not change the spelling. She told him with gestures, that is through actions, to look into his neighbor's slate and correct the spelling. But no, he did not do it anyhow. At any cost, he would not do it. Afterwards, what happened? When the correction was done, the students were all having right words in their slates. Only Gandhiji, that is Mohandas, had the wrong spelling of kettle. Rest all were having the right or correct spellings. So Gandhiji was ashamed of his teacher. How could she tell him to copy? So later on, she began to tell him or give him reasons why she told him to look into his neighbor's slate. But he would not understand. He said that I will not copy at any cost in my life. And he could not occupy that thought in his mind about copying or cheating. So for him, cheating or copying was a guileful act. This is what I mean by this word. Guileful act means something which is very wrong. An evil deed, a wrong deed. Okay? An evil deed or a wrong deed. So he thought, how can a teacher who should guide me in the right path tell me to copy? So from this incident, small incident, we can understand that how brave he was since his childhood. So students, do we have guilt in our lives when we do something wrong to our friends, to our teachers, to our family members, to our parents, to our friends or to our classmates? Do we have that guilt feeling in our mind? So be honest, first in our words, then in our actions. So he was a great soul even at school. So students, we have such an inspiring example before us. How Gandhiji, in spite of being a small child, that is only a small 12-year-old child, a 12-year-old little bunny boy. A little bunny boy means a small child of 12 years. How, in spite of being a small child, he was an inspiration for others to be honest and truthful. So let us learn and resolve in our life. Let us take a resolution. Let us take a resolution to always speak the truth, no matter what happens, but to be honest in every situation of our lives. And it's written over here that we have to keep off from all kinds of cheating, not only cheating in the exams or tests, but all kinds of cheating in our lives and trickeries. That is, we should leave aside all cheating. Cheating other people to get money from them, to extract money from them, cheating the customers while being in a business or in a shop. All these kinds of cheating should be avoided. Then trickeries, that is applying tricks, wrong tricks on somebody and having fun about that. That is also wrong. Or tricking somebody for our own gains. So that has to be avoided by us. Only then our nation, India, would become a main or a mainstream for competition. That is, in this competitive world, to stand firm, to stand somewhere, you need to be honest. And this 12-year-old Gandhiji, which we saw right now in this example, strongly questioned the morality of cheating in various exams. He asked, how can you cheat in various tests and exams? If you cheat and gain marks, what is the use? You are using your knowledge only to cheat. You are not using your own brains to write your exams and get your marks. And get the marks, the result which you are getting will be because of the hard work of some other students. Why? Because you are cheated from their books or from their sheets. So Gandhiji tells that we should avoid all kinds of cheating and trickeries. place, not only in the school and university, but everywhere in life, in all aspects of our lives. And the example is questioned before thousands of pupils, teachers and students who are very much busy in copying. That is, he is telling that thousands of parents, teachers, students encourage copying. Why is it so? It's very wrong. So he is telling that 1 or 2 marks we will not get. Okay, that's gone. But precious and long-lasting impression of our lives, that is truthfulness and life of integrity should be there. We will lose 1 or 2 marks, no problem. But life of integrity and truthfulness has to be obtained. Why, students? Only then we can say that we are living a value-based life. As we see nowadays, corruption and forgery is used everywhere. People gain lots of wealth through corruption. Okay, corruption, forgery. What do we mean, students here? Corruption means all wrong means of attaining money. It can be in the form of bribe, it can be in the form of cheating or trickeries. Anyhow, corruption occurs in our country in many aspects. And forgery, that is fake documents making, fake things in all aspects. So forgery, that is wrong, lies, falsehood done in various documents. In government documents also people are doing forgery. So cheating and corruption is related to forgery, is related to forgery. Cheating, corruption, forgery, trickeries, all these things should be avoided. Why? Even if we gain wealth by these means, we will lose the wealth. Our wealth will be gone. In a moment of time, everything will vanish. Why? Because God does not accept forgery, corruption, trickeries and cheating. Gaining money through wrong means, or wrong methods, is totally dishonorable in the sight of God. And as we see, people like political leaders, cabinet ministers in the government, then actors, business tycoons, that is great businessmen, those are great empires, are in jails nowadays. Why? Because they are part and parcel of these 4 categories of wrong things. Main great personalities, great people, as we saw, business tycoons, political leaders, cabinet ministers, actors, all. Many of them, we are not speaking about the whole majority, we are speaking about the some of the people, those who are involved in this, are in jails nowadays. Why? Because they are partakers of these 4 things: corruption, forgery, cheating and trickeries. So, small lies in childhood. That is, if in your childhood, you speak lies in a small manner, in a minor way, you start. And if you are not corrected in your childhood, later, when you grow up, it leads to great forgeries. What does it lead to? Great forgeries. So see to it, students, that in your childhood, you forsake these things. You don't start doing these things. Even if you are done, if you are corrected, correct yourself. Mold yourself. And then, in later on stages in life, you will not go into great forgeries or cheating. Why? If you go towards great forgeries or cheating in your later life, you are giving harm to yourself. That is, you are harming yourself and the society as a whole. So what happens as a whole? Your country is decreasing its value. So see to it that you don't decrease the value of yourself, your society and your nation. So students, we conclude this topic over here. That is part 1 of lesson 3 of Mahatma making. Here we saw one incident in which truthfulness was there. It was very much emphasized in his life right from his childhood, and we saw that we do not become great all of a sudden. We become great right from our childhood through our value-based life. How we live a value-based life. So an example about how in school life at Alfred High School, Rajkot, an inspector came, and Mr. Giles, a British education inspector, and the word kettle was misspelled by Gandhiji. But in spite of his teacher's gestures, he did not change the spelling. He kept it as it is, the wrong spelling. So what happened? The whole class got it right. Gandhiji's spelling was wrong. But he did not read carefully and watch the video thoroughly to understand the concept.